a movement going on, and it's called the rock movement. You want to know about it a little bit? Here it goes. Hi guys, I'm getting a lot of questions about how the Ezekiel wheel works, and I just wanted to explain it a little bit here. This is the Ezekiel wheel, or what I call the Ezekiel wheel anyways. It's got 6 rims here. I put an extra rim in here just the other day right here. What it does is it runs on gravity actually, and I'll explain to you right now. Okay, here's the rock movement / simple stone. The unit I made is about 13.5 feet tall. It's about 5 feet wide from outside to outside of these rims here. And the circumference here is 5 foot, and 5 foot up there. And this hose, this rubber hose, it rotates around this whole unit, around these wheels. So it connected with every wheel and goes through a water tank. This is water. And this hose, it can work both ways. It could either be full of water or full of air, because air floats in water and will float up. But I put water in it because I think water be much more efficient. Because what happens when the water goes in, and this has a seal at the bottom here, the water goes in, and it makes all this hose in here weightless because it's submerged in the water. And there's another seal up here which breaks that water barrier, which wipes the hose as it's coming off and goes back around. And see this, and then over here, this side still weighs the same as if it did not have any water. So this side basically weighs 40 pounds more than this side of the loop. So what happens is, just like in a grain elevator, when you have corn, that say your grain elevator quits and the corn falls down to the ground because your brake isn't working. Well, this is just repeating that over and over and over. It's just like a leg at an elevator, but it works in the opposite way. It uses water to lift this side, which in turn, the weight of the water pulls this side down. And it's continuous. It's in a loop, so it's continuous loop. It's not that difficult to understand once you get the theory. The most important part of this unit is the seal here at the bottom. This has got to seal the hose as it's going around. And it's got to be around, because a decent seal has to have something around. That's why I'm using a 3-inch hose. 3-inch at about 33 feet. I think 32 feet is actually, but 33 I put there. That's just to give you a little extra. And then you'd hook a chain onto any kind of generator. I'm going to hook it on right now to a little generator, but I believe it will pull big time, because this loop here of hose, this 33-foot loop of hose, weighs like 150 pounds with water in it, if not more than that. So once you get the momentum going, you got 150 pounds of rotating mass free falling. By the way, you might want to have a brake on this thing. By the way, the taller you make this machine, you don't have to make it 13 feet tall. You could make it 100 feet tall. And guess what? It just multiplies what it's doing. As long as this seal right here, that's the important part, that seal. As long as that seal is strong enough to hold the water in without leaking, you can make this machine as tall as you want. And you can power a town or a small city with a unit like this, or a ship. The uses for this are endless. Here's another photo here. I just wanted to show you that 6 wheels. It's actually 7 wheels. I put one right here as a tension wheel across. So it kind of looks like the wood structure. It looks like a big E. Imagine that. And this one here, my unit's got a 5-foot tall tank. This from here to here, this PVC tank is 5 foot long, and it's got a cap on one end and a cap on the other, and with a seal on the bottom and a seal on the top. And just here's some of the stuff I use. This is the seal I'm using. It's actually, I'll move this over. Maybe I can hold on a minute here. The seal I'm using is actually a roof seal. And what I do is cut about 90% of that roof seal out. So just like in this one, just a little bit of the bottom is left. All this is all gone. I guess cut off. I could use like a steel snips to cut that out, or scissors. That's made of silicone, so it's easy to cut. And this is just a hole saw. You cut a whole 4-inch hole for a 3-inch pipe. It's kind of self-explanatory. I made this out of a wood structure. You don't have to make it out of a wood structure. And actually, you probably want this whole thing enclosed. So if you're running it for a house, the dust. I made this for demonstration purposes since it is a prototype and I have to show it. I made this as visible as possible. So you people at a fair or on TV can see what's going on. Here's just a couple of the newest pictures. Here's that wheel I was talking about that I added just the other day. And to the structure, it'll just take the wobble out of this hose when it's coming down, I believe, because I think it's going to have great momentum. I can always adjust the tension easier this way. I got these ratcheting straps here. It'll pull up and down on this wheel. And that way I can quickly change the tension of the wheel without having to change all three of these wheels here, or all 3 of the wheels that are down here. There's one here, one in here, and one there. And here's the tank right here. You can't see it here, but it's sitting in here. And here's one of a generator, a little one. I was going to build a wind turbine and use this, but it's going to be used for this project. Here's just a closer up picture of the seal I'm using. The seals I'm using is a little bit bigger seal than this, but it's basically the same. I pop riveted it on. It's all caulked on the inside and the outside. And my seals are cut all the way down to about here to fit a 3-inch hose through there. And you want plenty of pressure because you can end up using a lubricant or something on this, so you want them tight. Tighter is better than too loose, because if you can always cut it again, but you can't add more if you don't have the pressure to keep the water in. But this here is the top one because it's on the outside. This one is the wiper. It'll wipe off the hose and keep the water in the tank. Okay, these are the rims I chose to use. I got 7 of them. These are called fat rims. They just made them like this last year, a couple of years ago. They're 3-inch wide rims. They call them 4-inch, but they're actually 3-inch. 3-inch hose fits on there nicely without falling off, and there's enough ridge on there to keep them going. And it's got like these little rivets here. I might end up putting some kind of tape or soundproofing stuff or on these spokes here, but I'm not too worried about that for just testing. I do have grip tape on the one that has to use the chain to go around so it doesn't slip. Here's just one of the seals that are setting in place. It's not actually riveted or anything yet. It's just showing this would be a bottom steel because it comes from, this is the cap for the bottom. And I would, for the 3 inch, it would be cut all the way down to the bottom here. You got to fit them as you go, because I don't know the radius of the pipe that you'll be using if you build this. But I would suggest at least 3 inches. Or you could try 2. Maybe it'll work with 2. But I know 3 inches with 5 feet has about 30 some pounds of pull. So that's why I did that. And another thing, when this unit goes around, this seam here that I had to put a seam in the hose to seal it up. The trick is to get out as much air as you possibly can. Maybe you got a water tank you can fill it with or something. I got a little bit of air in here. I might have to open that, poke a hole in there and get the air out during testing. But I think it's okay, so I'm gonna leave it the way it is. But this has to be pretty smooth because it's got to go up and through that seal. So I got like a plastic coupling in there, 3-inch plastic coupling, and just with Vulcum caulk, which sticks to this hose very good. So that worked pretty good. I tried some other caulk that did not stick, and this took a while to set up. I mean, this took like a week to set up, so it's nice and hard, a week and a half. So that's where some of this time goes in. You can't rush these things, because if you rush this and you start it up, you got to screw the whole thing up right away. So it's kind of trial and error. Just a little review here. This is how it works. I'm sure you guys know by now, but this hose rotates around these wheels. These wheels are all idle wheels, except for one that drives a generator. And this hose just basically free falls from the weight, because this side, the weight is taken away because it's water inside water, which makes it weightless. And this here will free fall. We got almost 40 pounds of free fall right here, all the way around, and you loop it, which pulls this back up and in and up and in and around, and it's continuous power for totally free energy. This is why he hid it from us till the end. This is an amazing energy. This whole machine came from the book of Ezekiel, believe it or not. It's found there in the hidden text. It's unbelievable, I know, but it is there. Like someone said, you're going to get sick of winning. We're going to win so much. Okay, Wednesday the 2nd, I was planning on doing a Zoom live stream. You can sign up on Zoom for free. The website is zoom.us. Just go there, sign up, get the download, and get it all ready, and we can do that on Wednesday night at 8 Central Time. Yeshua bless. Just go to my page here to Facebook, and I'll have something posted telling the time and stuff if you forget, and just comment in there if you're there on Wednesday. All right, Yeshua bless.